If you want to swap any of these, you let me know, right? Right? Me and you and me. We're gonna make this happen. Hi friends, I'm Meliora. Today I'm inserting myself into the drama of end of a year declutter. I will try to be as ruthless as I can. I think the video will kind of portray itself better if we'll do like a flat lay, like a top shot, because I really want you to like see the bottles and maybe like enjoy like a macro regime. Let me know if it doesn't really work better than me just showing you the bottles, and maybe the next one I'll do in a different style. So I am going through one of the easiest sections of my olfactory library first, and those are refreshing all kinds of morning perfumes. All citruses, bergamot, cologne-like fragrances, because I find that I'm perfectly satisfied with a few in this particular category, but I keep kind of like just throwing them in my cart as an add-on to get like free shipping or this or this or that. So it seems like they're just like multiplying themselves, but I'm not really using them up nearly as fast. I don't really wear them with much vigor and much pleasure as some of my other more sophisticated, or you know, it doesn't necessarily sophisticated, it's just other types of perfumes. I thought that will be kind of like an easier in for me to get more into a decluttery mood. One of the biggest stoppers for me to declutter fragrances is that I want to do comparisons. It's like a very blogger type of like mental illness. Just don't judge. You haven't been in my shoes. Maybe you have. Let's share then. Let's make a sharing circle. I need options. Anyway, that aside, it's also not as easy to sell perfumes these days. I don't know, maybe I'm just uniquely gifted with shooting myself in the foot when I sell things, but I'm like yet to make a profit of any selling activities. So it's mostly just at best is a zero game. So like I sell some and then I just basically buy some. It's at best. But if like, yeah, it's just like buying things is much easier than getting return on your investment. And this is what really probably has shaken my faith in collecting concept the most, because yeah, you may think you're collecting, but try extracting value from that, and like then you learn that most things that we own and think are valuable are not really worth much to the outer world. So anything that I declutter in this video will be patiently waiting for somebody to claim and request, either to buy it on eBay, on my Facebook shop, whatever, like you name it. I'll try to list it everywhere, including Mercari. It's basically 3 places where I list things: Facebook shop, Mercari, and eBay. Probably eBay is the most likely candidate in this particular case. Or it's a very healthy alternative. I'm very open to swaps. I don't know if you've seen my last perfume swap video that I did. It was fabulous. I got like over a dozen bottles, I think, and neither me or the fellow perfume lover, we didn't spend a penny. We just basically gave each other lists of all of the things that are up for a swap, and we kind of more or less matched. We didn't do like a price to price. We kind of did like, these are the niche options that are, you know, usually within the range of like 100 to 200 or so. These are the designer options, and we basically just did it like that. It was amazing. It felt good. There was a novelty factor, and it was $0 spent. So if you are somebody who is interested in one of the perfumes that I'm about to declutter, either you want to try an old classic, or you always wanted but you weren't sure if you know, there are 1,000 reasons to want to try a new fragrance, let me know. Let me know. Maybe we can do a fabulous swap. That will be great. That will be fun and very purse friendly. Okay, at this point I'm just like delaying the inevitable. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let me show you all of the refreshing, zesty morning type of perfumes that I have in my collection. Alright, this is the shelf where I basically store all of my kind of refreshing perfumes and some of the more of a room sprays or perfumes that I use on linens. Let's see what we have here. Where do we start? Let's start from the corner. This is something that I constantly do every once in a while when I go to Eastern Europe. I buy myself basically a box of various new releases by Brocard, which is like a contemporary, very affordable niche house based, as far as I know, in Russia. It's like a Russian Jo Malone, if you wish, but they're also more adventurous. They're very affordable and they try a lot of different things, which is kind of fun to try all kinds of olfactory imaginative compositions without really breaking a bank. So this was their kind of candy collection. You can see it kind of like resembles hard candy. This is Frutissimo Pamplorose. It's mostly a raspberry, fruity, very, I would say, cheap smelling perfume. It's, as an olfactory experiment, it's fine. As a personal perfume, probably no. So I would be willing to let it go. Like, I guess if you're interested in Eastern European releases, you might be interested in this. Otherwise, it's not really nothing to write home about. This was a PR bottle that was sent to me by the Alchemy Fragrances. This is their number 3. I swapped all the lids on the bottles that they sent me because I felt that they didn't really go together very well in their original form. The 33, I used up like almost a half of it. And to me, this is a kind of liquid hard candy type of smell. I struggle to really identify what's in it, but I find it to be more cheerful to be used as a like morning bathroom scent rather than a personal fragrance. So I would be glad to swap it for something else if you're interested in that house. Another PR sample scent from them is Alchemy Aqua. To me, this is a very charming take on a pure bergamot kind of scent. I do enjoy these, I guess, it's just like a morning something. Like if I want just like a fresh cologne like scent that doesn't interfere with anything else, this is fine. Again, it's very much in the vein of Le Parc and all kinds of oceanic bergamoty perfumes. But is it the most special thing that I have? No. So that could go. Delina. I got myself a hair mist because I didn't want to splurge on a full-size bottle. Eventually I got a sample of the Delina Eau de Parfum, and the musky lychee, like the sour berry, the sour fruits that are so popular in Eastern Europe. You name it. It's L'Imperatrice by Dolce & Gabbana. There are so many of them. Oh my god. It's just not my thing. And I thought that the hairspray would be a little bit less sour and a little bit less musky and have more of the charming lychee fruit in it, and that's true, but I still don't wear it. So that could go. Another beautiful bottle. I basically bought it. Half reason I bought this fragrance is because of a bottle. It's just everything about it is so delightful. This is Bvlgari Jasmin Noir Exquis. Basically one of the most charming floral green tea fragrances on the market. It's, in my book, much better than many green tea options you can find high and low. And the bottle it's just perfection. It's a vanity table gem. Do I use it though? Not really. It turns out I'm not a big fan of tea scents in general, be it jasmine tea, oolong tea, milk tea, Earl Grey. Not really something I look for when it comes to choosing a personal perfume to wear. So this is like a maybe because it's probably the one that I would keep among all other tea perfumes if I had to choose one. But at the same time, I don't really care for tea perfumes, so I could let it go. I could. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is a fragrance called Purple Light by Salvador Dali. Very affordable. This is my like third bottle at this point. I don't wear it as much as a personal perfume, but I absolutely adore it on linens. I despise the detergent smells. I don't know why they annoy me just beyond what I can describe with, without cursing. So I rather prefer to introduce scents to different objects in my house, but in a very controlled manner and through fragrances, like proper fine fragrances, rather than the odorants that you find in the general kind of like cosmetics, like the household type of products. So Purple Light by Salvador Dali just gives such a soothing, refreshing, soapy lilac scent to my linens. I fall asleep like an angel when I smell this on my sheets. So I always want to have at least one bottle of it with me. Another lilac, which is again by the same brand that I mentioned, the Eastern European gem Brocard. This is a cult favorite. It costs, I think it's discontinued now, but it used to cost like less than $5 for full-size bottle. I think I bought 2 or 3, I don't remember, and this is how much I have left. This is one of the most delightful lilac eau de toilettes that I've ever encountered. I guess En Passant by Frederic Malle could probably rival that, but that costs close to $300. $5? $300? I think it's kind of for the difference in price of like, what is it, 60 times. I don't think En Passant by Frederic Malle smells 60 times better. I really don't think so. So this is called Romantica by Brocard. You can still find it here and there. But it will quickly disappear, and people usually don't resell it because it's just so delightful and easy to use up. This lilac is somewhat watery, which makes it, like if this lilac is kind of soapy and therefore, not necessarily something that I associate with fine perfumery, this has this beautiful kind of rainy note to it. It's just so fresh and breathing that I will probably use it up this spring and try to keep good memories with me about it. So it definitely stays. That's the resume. I've got myself Amethyst by Lalique in search of berry scents that I would enjoy. It turns out almost no scents that feature berries, and here we have blackberry, I think, really delight me. Not a berry scent kind of person. Nevertheless, this is one of the better ones. It's not as refreshing as another one that I have from Brocard. This is basically a must-have. If you are to sample any Brocard fragrances and you want to have the sort of a scent of Russia brought with you, try the blackberry and mint, because these are very quintessential scents of summer houses in Eastern Europe and Russia specifically. And this is it just has a niche profile, even though it doesn't last as long. But think about it as an eau de cologne kind of scent that has a niche profile and like dedicated to natural scents. Beautiful, truly amazing, and again costs probably under $10. This is around $20-30 mark. It's a little bit more perfumey in a sense. It's more of a fragrance, but I still only use it as a kind of morning shower type of scent. I don't really love it to really keep it, so I could let it go for a swap or like just to sell it off. The Kern Water, the historic eau de cologne by which all colognes can be measured. I got it in a swap. This is a splash bottle, and it's true. It's such a like delightful generic cologne scent that it kind of renders half of my colognes useless. So I'm glad I tried it, but I could also let it go and let somebody else experience it, because it's something that it's almost like a must-have to try, but it's not necessarily a must-have to keep. You know what I mean? Okay, another Lalique, Pearls de Lalique. It stays. Absolutely. It's such a comforous, woody. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful scent. Again, I probably should speed up a little bit and not spend so much time describing each scent, because we'll be here forever. I'll just keep it that it's one of the most beautiful woody scents that I have in my collection. It's beautiful both in summer and winter, and it kind of opens up differently. In the very cold weather, it becomes crispy and very icy, and in the warm weather, the woody notes really open up in the most beautiful fashion. It makes me think of Crimea, when a lot of those trees grow. So it stays, definitely stays. Sky Blossom that I got influenced by Beauty Meow. Christine had high regards around this summer flanker release by Michael Kors, and it's very pleasant. I could use it up. I would keep that. Tropical Fruits in Bvlgari Paraiba, and I am in love with these bottles. They are so, they make me want to collect them. They're just so cute. Do I love the fragrance? I like it enough as a summer kind of tropical sour fruits, but not enough to like repurchase it after it's gone. But I'll keep it at least because of the bottle. It's like it has enough of a good thing going for it that I'll keep it. This I just want to use up. This is clean, sun-kissed skin. Beautiful kind of coconutty body splash, nothing special about it, but it's pleasant. It's just pleasant. I just want to use it up and move on. Lutece by Dana. It used to be a niche historic perfume house, Houbigant, who created this composition, and it's centric around florals and pineapple. Then eventually they sold the recipe off to Dana, and Dana now makes it, and obviously they reformulated it to death that you can barely recognize the original composition here. I mostly use it as a bathroom scent, like for my morning showers. Could easily swap it. It has kind of the interest of Lutece is mostly in its history rather than, you know, what it is now. Again, a bit of a must-have to try, but not a must-have to keep. So that could go. Ooh, this is another kind of like quintessential Russian colognes. Oh, I don't know how to translate it. Mulberry? It's basically gooseberry, mulberry, like it's the northern kind of berries that you can only find in Iceland, Russia, Finland, and maybe a few other northern countries. It's very bizarre and interesting in the way it's constructed, but I don't love it. So I could swap it for something else. That could go. Eau de Gaga. Talking of a gazillion of eau de colognes that I have that I don't wear. To me, it's very crudely constructed. It doesn't have the depth and nuance that I would expect from a good cologne, but granted, it's very cheap and it's fairly well packaged. To me, not much of a difference between these two, maybe a little bit more citrusy in a way. This has a little bit more of a bergamot. This has a little bit more of a citrus, but otherwise very similar scents. I could easily let it go. Laguna by Salvador Dali. Almost killed it. There's like very little left. A total cult perfume from the 90s. One of the most beautiful bottles by Salvador Dali, and very niche scent given its very affordable price. This is a true repurchase material for me. Bvlgari from Cartier. The lightest, it's like a violin made of lily. Beautiful, delightful scent. Definitely keep. Oh, this is one of the very rare gems that I have in my collection. This is a rare and discontinued Calèche Eau Délicate. This is the smell of my youth. There's something about it, like this is my hands-on the most favorite Hermes that I've ever tried, and I have a backup of it, and oh, love it, love it, love it. A surprisingly interesting green floral, Histoire d'Amour by Aubusson, and it's look how cute the bottle is as well. Then it costs, I think, around $10 to $15 mark. I actually will keep it, and I've been using it quite a lot this summer. Gardenia by Elizabeth Taylor. One of the cheapest gardenia scents, like soliflores, you can buy in the market, and oddly enough, this packaging I do enjoy from Elizabeth Taylor. Meanwhile, I rather dislike the cheapness of other fragrances packaged by this brand. This actually works. Here's where simplicity kind of pays off. It's a cheerful, sweet synthetic gardenia. I enjoyed wearing it, then eventually I started using it as for my morning showers, it's like a bathroom scent, and very quickly got tired of it. So, take it or leave it. I could let it go. If you're a big fan of gardenia, you want it on everything and everywhere, this is the cheapest gardenia you can find, and you can just spray the whole house with it if you want to. Aqua Allegoria Mandarin Basilic by Guerlain. Used to be my favorite citrus when it comes to oranges, and I think still is. I'll keep it. This is the smell of Fanta, and my fourth bottle. They are cheap. The Moschino fragrances are unapologetically synthetic. This is basically a orange drink, soda drink. It's not a fresh orange, there's nothing believable about it, but it's just such a positive, fun, silly fragrance that I actually do enjoy wearing it. Again, fourth bottle, that says something. This is Sun and Sea in Kadacus. Yes, that's it. Basically my version of Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. One of the favorite light oceanic citrusy fragrances that I have in my collection, and I always want to have it with me. Jannat by Memo Paris. This is a sample that I got from a friend of mine. Very hard for me to wear. This is such a annoying neroli scent. I could easily swap it, or just, you know, swap it for something else. Tea Tonique by Miller Harris was another swap. I have very little left here. I mostly just used it up by trying to make it work, so I could easily let it go and swap it for something else. It's like a really good green tea, kind of refreshing citrusy scent. It's just not for me. Oud Forest, a new addition in my collection, and I rather like it. This is a very thick oceanic oud. Kind of cool. I want to wear it more. And partially this is like why I started the declutter, because I want to focus on the fragrances that are either new or the ones that I really want to wear more. Rochas Man. This is basically a lavender latte in a bottle, though it's not as deep and spicy as José by Eisenberg, which is like a purely European thing. You can't really find Eisenberg fragrances here, partially why I bought this one. So if you're interested in lavender lattes, but you want it to be a little bit more reserved, a little bit more work appropriate, Rochas Man, I'm more than willing to swap it or sell it. Leaving by Lalique. This is a hard one. On one hand, I don't use it as much. On the other hand, I love it. This is fresh, woody type of lavender. I think I'll keep it, yeah. These two are Terosi D'Oriente Byzantium, the kind of like warm, a little bit smothering type of myrrh fragrances. It's kind of frankincense in a way. They're sweet, they're comforting, but they're somewhat reminiscent of Le Labo Labdanon 18, but I have Le Labo Labdanum E-Team, and I rather prefer that to this. So I could, and this is actually exotic in the United States. You can only buy it in Europe. So if you're interested, up for grabs. Armand Basi in red. Probably, if I had to keep one cologne, I would keep this. It has ginger, it has a lot of bergamot. It's basically, I like it more than the traditional cologne formula. However, when it comes to fresh fragrances, I rather do prefer something citrusy or oceanic, so I could let it go too. But I guess I wouldn't be upset if I kept it either, so I'll put it in the declutter pile, but if nobody wants it, I'll probably just keep using it. Alright, so this is what we get in terms of keeps. Let me pull them all together and count it up. I feel like I'm doing really great here in terms of decluttering. I mean, again, the question for me, like, I'm really scared that I won't be able to get rid of the bottles. And then what's the point of decluttering them if you're stuck with them? And these are basically a bunch of my decants. Actually, let's go for them really quick. Mantal Soleil de Capri, alongside with Sanessy and Kadakos. If I only had to keep one, probably could be that. Amouage Ciel Woman, beautiful mermaid, swampy mermaid kind of fragrance. Hermès En Jardin sur le Tuy, a new fragrance for me, so I need to wear it and make sure I have a strong opinion by the end of the testing period. Miller Harris La Feuille, very green type of scent, almost like salad-like. I do enjoy it. I could just, I mean, it could be up for swap, but I could also just finish it up. Valentina Rosa Verde, I have a full-size bottle, so I'm more than willing to actually swap the decant for something else. Atelier Cologne Orange Sanguine, I could swap it, but I could also just use it up. I have so many samplers of Orange Sanguine, I just apply it in the morning and forget about it. Carner Barcelona Castorella, salty ocean water type of perfume, one of my favorites in that particular family of fragrances. I think I'll just use it up and forget about it. The best citrus on the market. The best of the best of the best of the best of the best. This is Frederic Malle Bigarade Concentrate, my second travel. I just can't quite pull the trigger and just spend my coins on the full-size bottle. Etat Libre d'Orange, Jasmin, a cigarette. I have a decant. I've just finished, I think, the first one. I have the second one here. I'm not sure. I kind of like the cigarettes and the jasmine. It's kind of rebellious type of combination. Reminds me of my teenage years a bit. But would I buy the full-size bottle? I'm not so sure. I'll keep using it and see what I think at the end. Guerlain Pamplorose, the decant. I sold off the bottle and just kept a decant, but actually don't use it either way. This is basically pomegranate. That's up for grabs. Mimosa Cologne by Prada. I used up about a half and I'll just use it up. And I don't know. I could buy a full-size bottle if it wasn't a good sale, but not sure at this point. Replica Sailing Day. Delightful perfume. Again, it's kind of like oceanic salty along with Costarella. Every once in a while am in the mood for something like that, but I definitely don't need a full-size bottle of things of that nature. Okay, alright, okay. Are we ready? Let's count. Right, I'm keeping 14 full-size bottles, which is still too much, to be honest. Still too many. But, you know, I did my best in the circumstances. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 miniatures and decants. That is way more manageable to me. Still too many. Still. Ideally, to be honest, I think I could get away with just 3 refreshing citrusy bergamoty type of perfumes. But it's hard. For me, it is hard. So I think this is still very good progress. My bad, actually 15. with Bvlgari Paraiba. And here are the goodies for swapping. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, forgot, keeping 16. Okay, now I lost count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15! Wow! Half! Slightly less than half. And also 4 decants with some really pretty rare niche fragrances that are waiting to be exchanged for something juicy. Yeah, I think I'm kind of proud of myself, not gonna lie. I will be waiting for your comments, guys. Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm willing. Let's do it. Let's do like either like a sale. Let me know if you would rather have the full bottle and just like support my channel with a coin, or you want to do a swap. I'm open to all the suggestions. Let me know in the comments below. You know my social media handles is at meliora.maria. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a like, the video a like, or subscribe if you enjoyed it. I mean, it's free. That was both exhausting and exhilarating. Just a friendly reminder, I'm waiting. These beautiful bottles are waiting for you. Let's make it happen. I really want to let them go in some fashion, either as a swap or as a sale, so I can explore and try new things. I'm sure you do too. So, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about perfumes, not only perfumes, but mindful spending and kind of like what I call mindful hedonism. Stay with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.